There is a brand new update rolling out right now for Minecraft Pocket Edition, the Bedrock version. This update is available for Minecraft on iOS, Android, Windows, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation. You are looking for the version 1.19.40, but it might take up to 24 hours to reach all of you. There are a lot of Minecraft Java vanilla parity. Let's start off with the general parity. Getting killed by a renamed weapon now produces a death message with the item name, alongside getting killed by a mob with a renamed weapon now produces a death message with the item name. So if I was to have a sword named Pointy, there you go. If I go to / game mode survival, get killed by this, it now displays the real echo was slain by a zombie using pointies. The roofed forest, savanna, mutated, and birch forest biomes use the correct grass colors. We do have a bug report. Apparently, this was reported back in 2018. It just explains what's going on. They have the wrong grass types. They're comparing it to Java Edition. Now, the Bedrock version has been updated. Sweet berries can now be planted on farmland. Get yourself a berry, and you can place them happily on farmland. They have changed bubble column strength to match Java Edition. We have a bug report. Water bubble column with trapdoor at the top accumulates fatal damage. So I've showed you this one before in betas and previews. Watch this. And they just step away from the bubble column and they die. This is the reason we do not have hardcore mode yet, by the way. So I'm going to replicate exactly what they were doing. They were pushing towards a trapdoor. Apparently this accumulates damage. I back up, and as you guys can see, I didn't die. Scaffolding has been nerfed. Scaffolds now burn at a more correct rate, 1/4 of an item. We have a bug report. Scaffolding as fuel burns too long. So it explains how you do it. It explains that one scaffolding can actually smelt one cobblestone into stone. You now need 4. So prior to this update, if I was to put just one of these in here, you could just use one of these and it would smelt into stone. Now, you need 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to get 1. So if you were using scaffolding as a fuel source, it has... In fact, we need more than that, right? 5, maybe? No, I think it is 4 to be specific. But anyway, scaffolding inside of a furnace has been nerfed. Wither skeletons can now spawn inside of wither roses. They have decreased the amount of hunger used while swimming to match Java Edition. We have a bug report. Flying with Riptide underwater depletes the hunger bar by a lot. So I've showed you this one as well. I'm just going to mute this. Again, we went over all of these in beta and preview. I'm just giving you a quick refresh. Check out their hunger. You can see how fast it depletes. Let's test it. We're just going to keep spamming this exactly like they were doing inside of the video. I think after 4 or 5 times, their hunger had definitely started to deplete. Last time I killed a salmon. This time we just... Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Chill. Chill, drowns. Anyway, it's only just starting to deplete because I'm losing hearts as well. So yeah, that has been fixed. Moving on to changes with mobs. Ravages can now be hurt by Evoker Fangs. That's why this big guy is right here. So if I was to now run the command / summon and we do Evoker and we do Fang, you can see there, he now starts to take damage. Also increased Ravager collision box size to match Java Edition. We have a bug report. Ravagers don't get pushed off the ledges by flowing water. So this literally broke raid farms forever, like months upon months. My raid farm that I spent hours working on was broken, and it's finally been fixed today. But bad news, Bedrock players, they have increased Ravager speed to match Java Edition. Let me show you how fast these guys are now. Like, they are not messing around. Trust me, these guys are so much faster than they previously were. So yeah, Ravagers and raiding's going to be a lot more difficult now. Grab yourself more enchanted gear, shields. The librarian villagers can now offer enchanted books with Curse of Vanishing and Curse of Binding. Why you'd want this, I don't know. But as you guys can see, it's now on offer. Moving on to parity with blocks. Players swimming above mud will not have their screen covered. We have a bug report. Again, I showed you this many times in beta and preview. Whenever you were swimming around a mud block, you basically teleported inside of it. Projectiles landing on mud will not repeatedly shake. We have a bug report. This one was super annoying. Again, it was around for a little bit of time, mainly in betas and previews. But you'll see here, I gotta mute this because it gets too much. But in fact, I'm gonna unmute it and show you guys that happened with arrows, happened with tridents. It's now been fixed. Just to show you, if we grab all three, we'll do it with a crossbow, we'll do it with a regular bow, and we'll do it with a trident. No more shaking. Another bug I showed you plenty of times. Amphibious mobs no longer have trouble pathfinding around mud blocks. We have a bug report. Here's the report. Here's what happened. They just spin round over and over and over again on the spot. It's been fixed. And just to show you, we got some tadpoles and some frogs. Froggies, they can swim fine. Tadpoles, again, axolotls were the same. Tropical fish, salmons, regular fish. It's been fixed. Even more changes to spectator mode, still hidden behind experimental. It says spectators no longer drop XP orbs when killed. Spectators no longer reset their player level when killed. Water fog is no longer removed for players in spectator mode. Spectator players no longer play sounds when entering/exiting bubble columns. Alongside shulker bullets no longer follow spectators. Spectators are now invisible to normal players. Here's a good one. If a player is in spectator mode and other non-spectating players are present on the server, the spectating player won't affect mob spawning anymore. Alongside, if there are only spectating players on the server, mob despawning is now put on hold. So I want to go through these again. Like I said, the reason why we don't have hardcore mode right now is because spectator mode is still being worked on. But these random death bugs will just cause players to be incredibly angry. So if I was to go to /game mode survival here, you see I have 2 levels. If I go to /game mode spectator and I do /kill, we do the real echo and I die and then I respawn and I go to back to game mode survival here, you'll see I still have my 2 levels. You'll also notice I didn't drop any XP. Now, going back in... Sorry, we'll stay in survival here. We go in a bubble column. You can see it makes noise, right? I'm just going to go to creative real quick here because it's a lot easier to mess around with. If we're in creative, it has the noise, right? The bubble column noise. If we go into spectator mode here, go through, there's no noise at all. But again, I think the biggest change here is to do with spectators and servers. You being the player, if you're in spectator, you're not going to be messing with the mob cap or spawning or despawning. So some pretty good changes with spectator this time around. Moving on to fixes. It says fixed a crash when using spawn eggs in peaceful worlds on PlayStation 4 Edition. Fixed a crash that could occur when an animated structure was loading from a structure block and the player left a dimension via the portal. Fixed a bug which caused the game to crash when loading an arrow with an unrecognized data value. Fixed a potential crash source in explosions. Fixed a crash that could occur when leaving a split screen session. Fixed an issue with marketplace bundle prices not showing as free after purchasing. This is a very good change here. It says added a clear cache button in storage settings for all platforms. This button clears contents of marketplace folders, but not worlds, and might help alleviate issues downloading content. We have a bug report. Unable to download certain content in Marketplace. This has plagued Bedrock players for a very long time. One of the issues I repeatedly had myself was this one. It would basically say you were downloading it, but you weren't. The only way I could fix this was literally to uninstall and reinstall Minecraft. And it seems I wasn't alone. Tons of you had the same issue. Let me show you how to fix it. Go to settings, scroll down until you see storage. Once in storage, click clear marketplace cache, and it will just reload. It won't delete your worlds. It won't break anything. It will just fix the issues with the marketplace content. A very good change. Also fixed an issue where wither effect damage would be reduced by armor. We have a bug report. Armor reduces damage from wither effect without protection enchantment. So it just says put some unenchanted armor on, give yourself the wither effect, and get attacked by a wither/wither skeleton. You will see that your health is barely decreasing with armor on. That's been fixed. Moving on to gameplay, it says keyboard players can now sprint when moving diagonally. Grove biome is now classified as cold, and villagers spawned there will now be the snow variant. Fixed fall damage accumulating while the player is in a trapdoor block at the top of a bubble column. I did show you that. Not quite sure why it was posted twice. Moving on, fixed an issue causing player to move in the wrong direction after turning using VR snap camera movement. Moving on to mobs. Baby villagers will again accept flowers from iron golems. Guardians are no longer able to float in the air. We have a bug report. Another long time bug reported back in 2018. Guardians sometimes float in the air. It was more of like a visual bug. Now been fixed. Enable tamed mobs that follow the player to follow the player through end portals. Fixed an issue where drowned could change held items when attacking. We have a bug report. Pretty funny one, this one. But again, reported back in 2018. We do have a video here. So watch this. When this person is being attacked by it, it changed from a trident into a fishing rod. And then into a Nautilus. Super weird, but it's been fixed. Fixed a bug where mobs with a long hit range could hit players through walls. We have a bug report. Iron golems can hit players through walls. Back in 2019, this one was reported. I've literally recreated what this person has done. You'll see here that iron golems can still whack the player through walls. / game mode survival. We're going to do this real quick. You'll see here, if we go to like the corners, the iron golem can't hit us. He's angry, but he can't hit us at all. Now, I did mess around with this in beta and preview, and it was actually slightly broken in beta and preview, but it looks like they have fixed that as of today. Fixed a bug which caused boats to disappear when pushed through a portal when a mob is a passenger in a boat. Neither the boat nor the mob are allowed to change dimension. We have a bug report. Mobs disappear when you place a boat next to them where it touches a nether portal. So I showed you this very recently in betas and previews here. This person puts down a villager. They put down a boat. And then they basically both go through there. And you'll notice it glitches out there. But look where the villager is. He is all the way up there. So yeah, it's been patched, should I say? NPCs can now have no name, hiding the name tag above their head. Moving on to blocks. Falling blocks no longer break when landing on double slabs. We have a bug report. Falling blocks will be broken when falling on all kinds of double slabs. So the items that were affected were things such as anvil, sand, gravel, concrete powder, and also scaffolding. You'll see here, they're going to run this. You'll see there that the anvil broke when on those double slabs. And we're going to run the exact same test here. So if we were to just power these up a little bit, put this on here, and then we break this, and then we break these, you'll see they no longer break. Huge fungus stems no longer replace partial blocks when growing from nylium. We do have a bug report for this. Huge warped and crimson fungi logs remove blocks they shouldn't. So you'll see here, there's pistons there. Once they grow this mushroom, that's what happens. It replaces the pistons. So I can confirm to you that that doesn't happen anymore. And also a piston tree looks pretty funny. Water texture on some waterlogged blocks no longer renders too bright when placed under other blocks. Fixed an issue which caused redstone to output the wrong signal strength in certain configurations. Fixed several issues related to sticky pistons being used near world build limits. Breaking the block below a snow-covered flower now makes the flower drop instead of the snow layer, and also fixed beacon blocks suddenly disappearing when seen from a distance. The Book of an Enchanting Table now properly faces a nearby player. We have a bug report. Now, this one was reported back in 2017. Basically, the book just wasn't following the player, and it would just go in random directions. This was meant to be a parity change, which was finally added today. So you'll see the enchantment table always follows you as a player. It will always follow the nearest one. Important to be noted, they have temporarily reverted the changes to dirt, path, and farmland collision changes, as well as soul sand and mud blocks sinking while we iron out some bugs. So you'll see here, the collision box, it's slightly above the actual block size. It would happen with farmland as well, but that's obviously disappeared. And these ones are meant to be slightly lower, along with when you go over these, you're meant to sink slightly. So they've had to revert this until they fix the issues, which they are focusing in the current beta and preview. Changes with items. Another reverted the changes that caused arrows and tridents to stop moving. We have a bug report. Projectiles can get stuck in the air when shot. I've showed you this plenty of times. I discovered this myself as well. Yeah, they just get stuck in the air. It's been fixed. So, if we fire this now, doesn't matter where we're standing, they always fire. Graphical changes fixed an issue with screen position on Android devices. User interface. Let's read the changelog. There have been a lot of user interface changes. I have gone over every single one of these in beta and preview. To save you time and myself time, I haven't placed them on signs. But if you want to read them in the changelog, it is down below. Moving on to realms. Shortened text when uploading worlds and add-ons so it fits in the dialogue. Fixed a problem where custom add-on packs could not be applied properly in realms settings, as well as fixed a crash during pack uploading. We have a bug report. Unable to upload add-ons to realms. So if you were having problems uploading them to your worlds, it's been fixed as of today. Unlocalized text no longer appears when connecting to a realm with an outdated client, and also mobile touch controls. Let's read the changelog. Once again, I've gone over all of these changes in betas and previews. There's nothing drastic in terms of changes. There is a cool few tweaks. So if you play on mobile, let me know what you feel about these changes. One of my favorite ones is this one. In creator mode, while using touch input with action buttons off, the delay for breaking the first block has been increased to 800 milliseconds. This reduces the chance of breaking a block by accident. Again, went over them all in betas and previews. Go and check them out for yourself. Last but not least, technical updates. Let's read the changelog. First thing to be noted is they've updated add-on template pack, but also the custom block geometry. Apparently, this has been fixed and was an issue for Bedrock for quite some time. There has been so many tweaks, changes, improvements to the technical side of Minecraft. If you're into the technical side of Minecraft, the changelog is below. Go and read it. And that is everything I have for you in today's video. If you made it this far, let me know in the comment section, because you are the GOAT. You are the real MVP. Tons of parity changes. Still waiting for hardcore mode. Tons of bug fixes. I'll see you all in the next video.